Well, maybe both Dr. Galan and myself can work on this. Yes. So the first 3 days, actually, we have themes for each day. And kasi yung environment is very, yeah, so wide the topic, di ba? So we were thinking of putting themes. So on the first day, it will be on safe food. The second day will be on healthy environment. And the third day will be on sustainable economy. Okay? So on the first day, just to start it, we have penumbra and gamma penumbra to excite everyone. Di ba? Talagang yun ang talent ng Filipino. And then we have eminent speakers. You've seen in the video that we have si Vandana Shiva and David Suzuki. Okay? And let me look at my body ko. Alright? We have also Joey Salceda, who will be coming. So these are very high-powered speakers. And then we also have inspirational speakers. So we have Archbishop Rosales and also Secretary Luis Dro. Okay? And there will be information with the breakout sessions. We will have speakers who will give us information about success stories. Dr. G?
We will have speakers from the government, mayors, environment officers of DNR. But we will also have people from the IPs and the grassroots communities and business. So the idea of growing better and greening together is very, very achievable, very realizable. I would like to add to my answer to your question earlier, how this idea came about. Of course, this was our idea. But of course, we knew we had to have funds, big funds. And when we asked possible sponsors, and the one key sponsor that made us go ahead was DNR. When we asked for a certain amount, they multiplied it 5 times. So, go na, when they said yes. And then our other partners here answered very generously.
Well, thank you so much to DENR and of course all the other partners. Speaking of the DENR and all the other sponsors, why did you feel like it was necessary for, well, a government agency or a government department in the government, along with some private sectors, why did you feel like it was necessary to partner together and work with this in this summit? Is there anyone? Yes, ma'am.
First of all, it's really it's actually emphasizing that environment is everybody's job. It's not the government's job, and thus we really have to work together. And it's the aim of the DNR, wherein environment is actually in the radar of all Filipinos. And with the academe coming in, the business sector, and when we saw the topics that will be discussed, engaging the local government units, the people's organization, kumbaga lahat ng sectors kasama mo. Then we really immediately had a focus group discussion, and we feel that this is an avenue where we can really celebrate our successes. Kasi pag negative, parang yun yung, we have the tendency na yun ang pinag-uusapan. I think this is high time that we have to celebrate our successes, and ito din yung gusto rin namin mangyari.
Attorney? Yes, sir.
Just to add to the comment of Asik Davis. Actually, it's very critical that we conduct this, we hold this event, considering that the Department of Environment is a regulatory agency, and we have all policies, mostly all policies of the government emanates from the government. So, in this event, we will have a situation where the government and the private sector will be discussing the policies, and there will be discussions on how to really implement the policies. That's a very critical point, considering that in some policies implemented by the government, most of the opposition are coming from the NGOs, civil societies, and this event will really harmonize all the policies we're implementing.
That is something to look forward to. Out of curiosity, who is our target audience? Like, who are you hoping to attend the summit in terms of groups of people, in terms of companies? Who are we targeting to really be there and be present?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Well, definitely we have the academe, we have students, we have the faculty, administrators, government, central as well as local governments, grassroots, indigenous peoples, religious, the general public is invited. So please spread the word far and wide.
So it's really everyone, and I think it's beautiful as Ms. Davis was mentioning that instead of just focusing on the problem, we are instead focusing or celebrating what's already being done, all the developments that's already taken place. Because when we emphasize on the solution, we get more of it. If we focus more on the problems, we will also get more of the problems. So this is a beautiful thing. Once again, please, as you've already heard, invite absolutely everyone, because we are all in this together, because we are all in one environment. All right. What about renewable energy, especially in the Philippines? How widespread is it?
Today, we have about 30% of our installed generating capacity as renewable, but in terms of the actual energy produced, we're at about 26%. And the reason that our company said yes to working with Green Convergence is, I think the clean energy part of the mix is increasingly becoming a minority, and left to its own devices, based on the statistics of the Department of Energy, by 2025, our country would be going from 38% coal-fired power generation to about 70 to 75. And what we actually wanted to do was, in saying yes to Green Convergence, is to say it is possible to have clean energy sources. We need the help of government in terms of policy. We need the help of the NGOs in terms of support. But our company is generating 10% of the electrical energy of the country. So 1 out of every 10 light bulbs in this room, comes from Energy Development Corporations. It is absolutely, completely clean. And it is possible, but you have to make a choice. But I'd like to really support Green Convergence. In fact, it's running in my mind right now as part of the Locus Group. I'm going to ask Dr. Agala to get interviewed a couple of times on ANC. We can swing that so that we can invite more people on prime time live news, right? So we need the help of everyone working together, because I don't know if you're aware, the Philippines is the chair. We hold the chairmanship of the V20, the 20 most vulnerable countries in the world. We are, and we need to be able to have the moral authority as a country, and for the future to say, look, if damages are going to occur, it's not because it's self-inflicted. We did something. We took a stand, and we managed our own future. So it's very, very important to get the story out and to advocate, going forward, and to share the success stories.
Mr. Tandoco, you're representing the business sector, and you're also a board member of a major local energy company. You've already mentioned to everyone why you felt there was a need to really be part of this first Philippine Environment Summit, but can you please also let everyone here know what is your participation in the summit, your company?
On the third day, when we talk about sustainable economy, we will be, I'll be actually there on stage, sharing some of what I would call our best practices. Just as a background, I tend to hesitate to speak in public because it sounds like you're trumpeting your horn. But in discussions with our chairman, he said, look, you gotta share what you can do, because you've had choices of where to deploy your capital. You've had choices whether or not to reforest. You've had choices whether or not to afforest. And we've taken a stand. So just go out there and tell it like it is, and speak the story. But complementary, I just want to make a slight plug, right? Complementary to, focusing our business on clean, and when I say clean, it doesn't just mean no carbon, it means no ash, right? So it's very, very clean. We also are working with the government in the Philippine Greening Program to actually, replant and reforest in a massive scale. And as part of that process, we've committed to rescue the 96 most endangered species in the country. And this is being housed in Mount Canlaon. It is a phenomenal facility where we get mother saplings from mother trees that grow for 100 years, unlike grafted trees that grow for 15 to 20 years. These grow for hundreds of years and they regenerate. So we're working on rescuing the forest as part of the solution to protect both the residents and the environment in general.
Ms. Oliva, you wanted to add something?
Maybe after TransAsia.
Okay.
Thank you again. Our company, we belong to the FILMA Group, and our motto is to make life better for the Filipino. We are basically into various types of businesses like schools, housing, and we are the energy arm of FILMA, the TransAsia Oil, and TransAsia Renewable is the renewable energy arm. Basically, our involvement in this is in wind. So this forum is really very important because, as I cited earlier by the previous speakers, there is a need to maintain awareness of all those involved, stakeholders, the LGUs, the NGOs, that there's really something that has to be done in terms of environment. And these renewable energy projects are really site-specific, which means that they cannot just be located and pinpointed somewhere. You have to do some study, and these are located usually in the far-flung areas. And in those areas, usually you have the indigenous people, you deal with LGUs, and realizing the importance of these renewable energy projects and getting aware of the importance of it. It's very important for private sector, their support and assistance to make these projects work. Because not only is that we work on the environment, but also the benefits that we get in terms of taxes and revenues for these host communities. So that's a very important part of the RE law that was created, which means that it gives the host communities a better share of any revenues that is derived from out of these renewable energy projects. Not only that we give clean, but we also assist them in their economic and livelihood projects. So this is how a convergence of all these efforts will come in. The government support for all these projects, a clear-cut policy, continuous clear-cut policy supporting RE, to really make private sector investments come in all these areas.
Yeah.
So we appreciate this forum.
That's right. In the